Well, I think we can use the whole string.
Your father will be pleased, Senor Cartwright.
I imagine he will, Don Escobar. They're mighty handsome animals.
Ah, see. You know, 100 of their sires left Barcelona for the trip around the Cape. Only 20 survived. Would you care to join me in some refreshment?
No, thank you, sir. I've got to push on into Placerville.
Placerville? Senor, you will never reach there before nightfall.
No, I reckon not, but I got to get home as quick as I can. Let's see, I think you quoted to me the price on those horses at $100 a head, didn't you?
You disappoint me, senor. I was hoping to do some bargaining. You see, the joy of breeding fine horses for sale comes from the pleasant hours discussing the price.
Well, sir, I'd like to oblige you, but I got to get on back home. We've been in roundup now for about 2 weeks, and if I don't get back there, my brother's going to have my hide.
I understand, Senor Cartwright. The horses will be delivered in about 10 days. Muchas gracias, and a pleasant journey to you.
Thank you, sir. Give me that picture. I said, give me that picture.
Money first.
Now, give me that picture.
You must want that picture pretty bad. What is she, your sweetheart?
Pick that up.
You're forgetting. I've got the gun.
You're going to pick that up.
Mama? Yeah, Papa? You should have bought the pretty flowered kind instead of the black again.
Maybe next year.
Christina, 3 years is too long to mourn.
Maybe next year, Papa.
A few miles before we turn off, but you're welcome to ride if you like.
Thank you.
It ain't often we find a young fella way out here riding on Shank's mare. But if you're going to walk, there's nothing like a fine autumn day to do it on. Jump in, jump in. Yeah. This will be as far as we go, mister.
Hi, Pa.
Well, what are you doing back here?
I figured I'd let Adam finish the tally and I'd start riding that east fence. As soon as I get something to eat. Hungry as a bear.
Hey, well, where are copies of the agreements Hoss brought back?
Hoss?
Your brother, Hoss. Didn't he give you our copies of the agreements?
Heck, no.
Didn't he join you at the roundup?
No, I haven't seen hide nor hair of him.
Well, he telegraphed over a week ago that he'd closed that deal in Sacramento.
Yeah, well, he's going to stop off at San Jose, wasn't he? See Don Escobar about those geldings?
Yeah, even so. He should have joined you 3 days ago at the latest.
Well, he didn't. He'd be carrying a lot of money with him, wouldn't he, from that Sacramento deal?
Yeah, he certainly would. Saddle my horse, Joe, will you?
What are you going to do?
Oh, I'll just backtrack a little just in case.
Yeah, I'll go with you.
If I need your help, young man, I'll see that word gets to you. Saddle up the horse.
How long did you say he'd been unconscious, Mr. Vandervoort?
It is 5 hours we make it now, Doctor.
He will get well, Doctor, yes.
Well, I know one thing. When he wakes up, he's going to be mighty hungry.
You should not joke in a matter like this, Doctor. If you'd seen this boy, the way he fell down on the road before our very eyes.
Now, you needn't worry, Mrs. Vandervoort. His respiration, his heart, his reflexes are excellent. Remarkable, as a matter of fact. But he seems to have been wandering for quite a while. Probably without food or sleep.
Is there anything else we could do for him, Doctor?
Oh, the lacerations at the base of the skull are quite minor. They're starting to heal nicely already. So, given care, he should be himself in a day or so.
I was told I'd find Don Escobar here. Don Escobar?
Buenos dias, senor.
Buenos dias. My name is Ben Cartwright. One of my sons was to have bought some horses from you.
Of course. A very pleasant young man, your son, Senor Cartwright.
Then he was here.
Yes. I promised him I would deliver the geldings in about 10 days. Did he not tell you?
Well, he hasn't reached home yet. Actually, I'm trying to locate him.
I'm sorry to hear that, senor. especially with all the bandits about.
Well, I guess I'd better get on my way then.
If it will help you, your son left here for Placerville about this time of day, intending to make an overnight camp.
I think I'll do the same thing then. Gracias, senor.
No hay de qué, senor.
Good morning. There.
I guess I must have been pretty weak, falling down like I did and all.
Oh, it is nothing. You have slept now 5, 10. That makes 15 hours, and you will be hungry. This is my husband, Klaus Vandervoort, and I am Christina Vandervoort. What is your name, young man?
Look, I'll not be bothering you folks anymore. I'll just be getting home.
Well, the doctor said you must have good care for a day or two and eat.
You are hungry now, aren't you, Mr.
Ma'am, if you'd get me my clothes, I'd sure appreciate it.
Oh, one thing the doctor was very sure about, you must eat and get your strength back. You will eat this now and then sleep some more, yes? Come along, Papa. He's a fine young man, isn't he, Papa?
I wonder why he would not tell us his name. Something is troubling him.
Ah, you'd be troubled too, Papa, if you've been wandering for days with a lump on your head the size of a goose egg. Now, I have work to do, and you should have been in the fields an hour ago.
Yeah, Mama.
Hush! Hush!
Wait! Wait, please, wait. You would not go without saying goodbye.
Ma'am, I just didn't want to be any more bother to you.
Bother? But you are no bother. What troubles you so? Oh, please, I would like to help.
Ma'am, I don't know who I am. No matter how hard I try, I can't remember anything. I don't know.
But the doctor said you would be well in a day or two.
Yeah. Even so, it's pretty scary not knowing who you are or what you are.
But you couldn't have been anything but good and kind and gentle.
Ma'am, I ain't got a name.
Name? Ah, what's a name? Something you have been given by others, something you can change. We will give you a name, yeah? Now, Wilhelm? Martin? Eric? Jan? Rumpelstiltskin.
That's a pretty unlikely name.
Yeah, most unlikely name, yeah. Hendrik. It is a name I'm most fond of. It is big like you and good.
Hendrik.
Yeah. Hendrik van der Vaart, yeah. And now you must do as the doctor said, rest a bit longer and eat. Come along, come along. Hendrik. Hendrik is sleeping peacefully, Papa.
You have given him our son's name?
He must have a name.
But why Hendrik? Why the same name as our son?
Why not?
It is interfering, Christine. It may be a hurtful thing to interfere in the lives of others.
Wasn't our life interfered with when our son died?
Mama, he is not our son. He could be anybody. He could be a man with wife and children of his own.
The West took a son from us. Perhaps now it is returning one.
Mama, you must not think these things. It is wrong. You must forget about Hendrik.
Forget about Hendrik? You ask me to forget about my own son. Maybe that is why I never left. Why I stayed here so long. Because I knew he would come back. I knew that one day my son would come back to me. Good morning.
Oh. Good morning, Mrs. Vandervoort.
Yeah, I'm Mrs. Van der Vaart. If you wish to see my husband, I'm taking his noon meal out to him in the field now.
No, that won't be necessary. My name is Cartwright.
Ah.
And I'm looking for a young man. This is my son. Light complected, weighs about 280 pounds. A pretty big fella. I think you'd probably remember him if you'd seen him.
What is your son's name?
Well, his name is Eric, but his brothers and I call him Hoss.
Then you have other sons?
Well, I have 2 other sons, but I was rather worried about Hoss because he was...
His mother must be worried, too.
Well, his mother died when he was a baby. If you do see him, I'd like him to know that his father is looking for him.
I will tell my husband, and if we should see your son, we'll tell him.
Thank you, ma'am.
Well, we had a visitor. That's why Mama's late for the nooning. Ah, here comes Mama. A new neighbor, Mama?
No class, just a stranger.
Boy, that food sure does smell good. Been so hungry the last half hour, I didn't hardly have enough strength to pick up one of them little seeds.
What'd the stranger want, Mama?
He was just asking his way. His name was Cartwright.
Cartwright?
Yeah.
I don't know anybody by that name.
The blessing, Papa.
Oh, Lord, for for that which we are about to receive make us truly thankful. Amen.
Amen.
When it rains, Hendrik, that is when they are good.
A little stiff, aren't you, Mr. Vandervoort?
Yeah, stiff. But never the wet feet when you wear the wooden shoes.
It don't rain much out here.
Ah, Hendrik. But when the rains do come, our wooden shoes and our tulip beds bring us a bit of old Holland. Yeah, Papa?
Yeah, Holland. I miss it very much.
What Klaas really misses is our Holland in Michigan.
Holland and Michigan?
When we came to this country, we came with Dr. Van Raalte to form a new colony.
Already, there's 1,000 of our people in Michigan. We have a church and a school, and soon they are to have a college to be named Hope.
And the land is so fertile and rich. Not even in old Holland do they grow such beautiful tulips.
Let us go back, Papa.
But you have always said...
I know what I have said. When our son died, I didn't want to leave. Even in his grave, I felt he was close to me. But I know how Klaas is yearning for Michigan and for our friends there.
And now you will go?
Yeah, Papa. Now I will go, as soon as we sell the farm.
That could be tomorrow. For 2 years now, we've had an offer from Mr. Adamson.
Then we could go right away, Papa.
As soon as we pack the wagon.
You folks will excuse me. I think I'll go to bed.
No, Henry. This concerns you, too.
I don't understand, ma'am.
Now that you're here and have become like a son to us, I can bear to leave if you go with us.
Mama.
Come with us, Hendrik, please.
Ma'am, I couldn't do that.
But why not? Aren't you happy here with us?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Oh, then, do come with us, please. We have a good life together in Michigan.
You and Mr. Vandervoort are about all I've... I'll go wherever you go. And gladly.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night. Isn't that wonderful? Tomorrow we can prepare to start.
I don't know, Christina. I don't believe it is right.
But you heard what he said. He wants to go with us.
But in Michigan, he will be so far from everything he knows.
He will be happy. We are all he has in this world now, Papa. Everything will be fine. It will be like a new life for all of us.
Come in.
Oh, Dr. Hickman?
Yes. What can I do for you?
Dr. Hickman, my name is Cartwright. Could I talk to you for a moment?
Of course, sit down.
I was told over at the livery stable that a couple of days ago you treated a young man for a head wound.
Yes, a rather large young man.
Yes, that's my son. Was it serious?
Well, he'd received a rather severe blow in the back of the head, but that should have cleared up nicely by now. At least I wasn't called back for any further treatment.
Well, that's a relief. Where could I find him?
He was with a family of Hollanders. They'd found him wandering. Name of Vandervoort.
Vandervoort? That's funny. I was by there just yesterday, and the lady there said that she hadn't seen any young man. I wonder why she wouldn't tell me he was there.
Well, I don't understand. The Vandervoorts are nice people. Certainly not the kind you'd think would hide a fact if there were any complications.
Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning, Claus. What's going on here? Looks like you're getting ready to move.
Yeah, Mama finally agreed we go to Michigan. We're leaving as soon as we pack.
Well, the doctor here told me that you had a young man staying here with you. Said he treated him for a head wound.
This is Mr. Cartwright, Claus. His son is missing, and he thinks from my description that his son might be the young man I treated here.
I dropped by here yesterday. Your wife didn't even mention that such a young man had been here.
Boss!
Well, young man, I'm certainly glad to see you.
Why, I'm happy to see you, sir.
You're happy to see... Is that all you have to say?
Henry?
Excuse me, sir.
Mr. Cartwright. Mr. Cartwright, your son does not know you.
You mean he doesn't know me? I'm his father.
When he regained consciousness after you left, Doctor, he could not remember who he was or anything about himself.
And he hasn't remembered anything since?
No, Doctor. He becomes very upset, almost ill when he tries to remember, and he can't.
Well, I'll see to it that he remembers right now.
Mr. Cartwright, just a moment, please. Your son's injury was perhaps a great deal more serious than I thought.
Looks perfectly healthy.
Well, that's not what I mean. If Klaus is right, then it's possible that your son is suffering from a condition known as amnesia, loss of memory.
Well, I've heard of amnesia, but surely the cure's very simple. I'll just tell him who he is.
It may not be that simple, Mr. Cartwright. Your cure could be dangerous.
Thank you. I think it was getting pretty heavy. Mr. Vandervoort, you want me to check the bar and see if we forgot anything?
Yeah, if you would, please.
Vandervoort, why did you lie to me? What's going on here? Where are you taking my son?
To Michigan. To be with our people. There it will not matter if he can remember or not. They will become his people.
You would take him, knowing that I'm looking for him?
Yeah, but we did not force him. He wants to come with us. He wants to. And he will be happy in Michigan, in his new home.
You wanted to take him away before I even discovered he was here?
Yeah.
What gave you the right to do such a thing?
Because each time someone reminds him that he knows nothing of his past or who he is, he becomes fearful, full of pain and suffering. And I cannot bear to see that.
Christina, is he the man who called on us that day when Hendrik and I were working in the fields? So he is the reason you so suddenly decide we must go to Michigan. Christina, I have told you we ought not interfere in the lives of others.
He must come home with me. Mr. Vandervoort, you can see that, can't you? He must be given every chance to remember.
Mr. Cartwright, there's something you should know.
What, Doctor?
In struggling for him, it's possible that he could be lost, even to himself. He should be given an opportunity to remember, but he must never be pressed to remember. Like all amnesiacs, he's terribly concerned that all this is due to some fault of his own, particularly since he's faced with people and places that he should recall instantly. He's not mentally ill now. It's just that we don't know yet what tensions can do to the human brain.
Doctor, if he were to come home, just so that his brothers could see him once more. And if no pressure was put on him, what harm could there be?
Oh, we could never be sure.
No, it would not do any good. It would only upset and hurt him.
We will stop on the way, Christina.
No, Klaus, no.
Mrs. Vandervoort, he's my son. If you had a son, you'd know how I feel.
We had a son. We know what it is to lose a son. Cruelly and suddenly, we know.
Mrs. Vandervoort, I promise you that we will do nothing, say nothing that might upset him or hurt him.
Yeah. We will stop by your ranch.
The house and those people will be here in a little while. Remember what I said. You won't like what you see. He's going to look right at you without a spark of recognition.
But what I can't understand is that woman thinking she can just cart him off with her.
Well, she has no right to do that. Why do you even listen to her?
Legalities and rights have nothing to do with it. I haven't been able to tell you everything the doctor said, but please do as I ask you. I know what I'm doing. When he gets here, treat him as a stranger. Take care of my horse. Well, I'm glad you found the place. These are my two sons, Adam, little Joe, Mr. and Mrs. Vandervoort. And this is Hendrik.
Happy to meet you, fellas. It's mighty nice of you to invite us to spend the night.
Oh, we're happy to have you here. You have a long trip ahead of you. We'll have supper shortly. Perhaps you'd like to freshen up. Adam, would you show Mr. and Mrs. Vandervoort to the guest room?
Thank you. Thank you.
Joseph, will you take care of the team?
Yes, sir.
Well, let me show you to your room.
Yes, sir.
Oh. This is the room you'll be in.
Beautiful old ship.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a mighty big bed.
Yes, yes, it is a big bed. We had it made in San Francisco.
What?
You're a big man.
Never saw one that big before. Nice room.
I thought you might like to clean up a bit before supper.
Yeah, I would. Thank you. Pretty lady.
Yes, she's very pretty. Well, I'll see you downstairs.
Yes, sir.
It's just gonna take more time, Pa. It's just gonna take more time for us to help him remember. Pa, he's our brother.
He doesn't know that, Joe. According to the doctor, to face it with that knowledge, to force it on him, could be dangerous. Could set him back even further.
Well, we have to do something. We can't just let him ride off with the Vandervoorts.
We'll do nothing. Just let him look at familiar things, familiar faces, and hope that something sparks his memory.
And what if it doesn't work? You mean we can't once call him brother before he rides out?
I said no.
It's going to be hard to resist.
But, Pa, what do you think we're made of?
I know what you're made of. That is why you will not call him brother, and I will not call him son. Would you like another helping of cake?
Oh, thank you, Mr. Cartwright. Sure set a fine table. One of our team managed to get a cut on a fetlock foreleg. I have a notion I ought to go out there and take care of it so we can get an early start in the morning.
You'll find a lantern on the front porch.
Thank you, sir. Excuse me.
Maybe we should give him some help. We'll be careful.
Hi, fella.
His name is Chubby.
Oh, yeah? He's a handsome fella, ain't he? You fellas have any liniment I could use?
I'll get you some.
Papa, we have far to go tomorrow. We should go to bed.
Before you do, I must have a word with you.
Mr. Cartwright, we have done what you asked us to. We stopped by your place.
Now, the doctor said it would take 1 day or 10 days.
Or a lifetime. Didn't the doctor say that,
Yes,
too?
yes, that's what he said.
We have far to go and much work to do before the snow falls. Please let your son go with us tomorrow, as you agreed, please.
I must have more time. He is my son.
But you still have 2 sons left.
If I had a dozen sons, he would be as important to me.
So important that you forget the other thing the doctor said, that it might be dangerous to press him?
Christina, you are being cruel, and I will not permit it.
Cruel?
Have you forgotten the pain you felt when our own Hendrik was taken from us?
How could I forget? But that is why I could help your son. He needs the love of a mother now. I can give him that.
Mrs. Vandervoort, I had to raise my boy alone, without the help or love of a mother. But I raised him, and I love him, and I would give him up if deep in my heart I felt I would hurt him by telling him the truth.
Mr. Cartwright, if you want to tell your son the truth, if you are willing to take the chance, I will call him. Hendrik!
Yeah, Mr. Vandervoort?
Would you come to the house?
No. Looks like they need me in there.
Well, we'll finish that for you.
Thanks. Yes, sir.
This will take only a moment. Mr. Cartwright has something to say to you.
Yes, sir.
Won't you sit down? Mr. and Mrs. Vandervoort, tell me that an accident affected your memory? That you can't remember who you are, anything from the past?
That's right.
I know how difficult it must be for you to think about it, but if there was someone who could tell you who you are or where you come from, would you want to know that?
I don't know.
Why does the question make you so nervous?
I don't know. I can't remember anything. I'd rather not talk about it.
Don't you understand? I was only trying. Sorry.
I think I best be getting back to the barn.
My sons will do your chores for you. Why don't you go to bed? You have a long journey ahead of you.
Good night, folks.
Good night, Hendrik.
Mr. Cartwright, should your son recall who he is, we will help in every way we can for his return.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Mr. Cartwright, we are ready and Hendrik isn't down yet.
I'll get him.
Thank you.
Boss? Go in.
Morning.
Oh, good morning. Did you call Hoss?
Oh, yes. It's an old mountain expression. Means friend.
Oh, thank you.
The Vandervoorts are ready. They're waiting for you.
Yeah, I'm running a little late. That blame bed was so comfortable, I reckon I overslept a little bit. Well, oh.
I'm sorry.
Pick that up. You pick that up.
What?
You're gonna pick that up. You pick it up! Boy. I was about to hit you.
Oh, son. It's all right, son.
But, Pa, I was about to...
It's all right, son.
Pa, I ain't never lifted my hand.
It was nothing. I'm sorry I busted your mom's picture.
Pa...
We'll get that fixed up.
But why, Pa?
Son, please. Look. Get yourself ready for breakfast. Come on now.
Is he ready? Mr. Cartwright, he is all right.
He's fine.
Hendrik!
Hey, Paul! Whose wagon's this out in front? It ain't one of ours.
Come down, son. We have company.
Morning.
I want you to meet Mrs. Vandervoort. Mrs. Vandervoort, this is my third son.
How are you, ma'am?
Morning. Your name is?
Well, most folks just call me Hoss, ma'am.
Hoss.
Mama.
Yeah, Papa. We must leave.
You folks figuring on settling around nearby?
No, we're just strangers who passed by to ask our way. Your father was kind enough to offer us breakfast and water our horses.
You got far to go?
Ja, Hoss. Far. To Holland.
To Holland?
Holland in Michigan.
Yeah, that is where our people settled. We are going back there now. We are needed there. We have been away long enough. Come, Papa. Thank you for your hospitality, Mr. Cartwright.
Godspeed.
Well, I don't know about you fellers. I'm hungry. Let's go eat.
Papa,
Yes, darling?
are you sorry I made you take me with you?
Not yet. It's Sunday morning. We've only been out for a few hours. But by the end of the week, who can tell?
I know I'm going to love it, Papa. You know, I always thought the Ponderosa was your last stop.
But this time it's the first stop. Yes. Already she's trying to tell me how to run my business.
Oh, Mr. Kaufman, what you doing out this way so early?
Well, there is an expression in this country. The early bird wins the race.
Catches the worm, Papa.
So, if he didn't win the race, how could he catch the worm? I want to have the honor to introduce you to my daughter, Rebecca. Mr. Adam Cartwright.
How do you do?
It's very nice to meet you, Miss Rebecca.
Is your father home?
No, he's not. He went up to the Edison's place with my brothers.
Oh, I'm sorry I missed him. I have something special to show him.
Oh, what is it?
Mervyn and Hulbert. 44 caliber. Can let you have it for $10.
$10 for a Merwin and Hulbert? Never seen one for under 19.
Well, if it were brand new, I would ask 19. But you see, it's slightly used. I got it from a Chicago drummer.
Well, it's still a good buy. But I don't have any use for it.
That's all right. Just thought I'd show it to you.
I tell you what, I'm sure my father would be interested in it, so why don't you drop by Friday on your way back?
I'll do that. Goodbye.
Take care.
Take care. Who would bother a poor peddler?
What do you say? Take a chance?
We'll wait till Friday when old Kaufman's on the way home. After a week of peddling, he'll have more in his sock then than he has today.
Yeah. That'll be worth waiting for.
Never be home in time for the Sabbath.
Oh, Papa, stop nudging yourself.
Okay, stop it. 3 o'clock Friday. Should already be in Carson City.
Papa, it's been such a lovely week. Don't spoil it.
You did have a nice time, didn't you?
Oh, Papa, it's been just wonderful. It's like discovering a whole new world. I just wish that...
Just wish what?
Nothing, Papa. What's our next stop?
Next stop will be at Mrs. Cardiff's, and after that, a quick stop at the Ponderosa and then home.
Oh, the Ponderosa. Do you think we'll see Adam Cartwright again, Papa?
Hey, come on, Adam, boy. The medicine gal's gonna be busting plumb out of their carpet or something.
Yeah, don't forget, you gotta save the youngest one for me.
My, don't we smell pretty? Had your horses carried.
Oh, thanks, Paul. Hey, how come you don't come along? You might find yourself a young little woman there and cut yourself a real hoedown or something.
Hey, Hoss is right. Why don't you come along and show us how to do it?
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Benjamin Cartwright. I'm the father of young Joseph Cartwright.
Best looking boy in the territory.
Would you mind if I had the next dance with you?
Oh, I'd love to. Boom.
You boys better get going, or those Edison gals are going to be fighting mad.
Hey, come on, Adam. We gotta get on out there if we're gonna go by the Edison place and then on into town. We're gonna be late for the dance.
I'm not going.
I hear you right?
You heard me right.
But you gotta go.
Why?
Why, well, it's Friday. The work's all caught up. It's a box social.
Yeah, besides, you done took a bath and shaved and put on them clean clothes. You ain't gonna waste all that, are you?
It seems to me your oldest brother has his mind made up.
Yeah, but Paul, what are we gonna do with the oldest Edison gal, the one with the big bustle?
Adam, did you promise to take the oldest Edison gal, the one with the big bustle?
No, I wasn't even over there last Sunday, remember? Besides, you're big enough to take care of 2 of them.
You're right, Adam. Come on, Joe. What do you mean by that?
Mr. Cartwright, a word of advice. Keep an eye on that oldest son of yours. There's something definitely wrong with that boy. Goes around all week like a trap just waiting for a rabbit. Now he gets all dandied up and he's not even going to bother to do what he got dandied up for.
I'll watch him, Doctor.
Give him an apple.
Have a good time.
See you, Paul. Adam.
Adam, any particular reason you're not going to the social?
Maybe.
Well, might as well go talk to Hop Single, get more conversation out of him.
Papa, the paisley you brought.
But, darling, she's tried already the paisley, and the gold, and the purple, and the black and white stripes.
But Mrs. Cardiff liked the paisley best, Papa, didn't you, Mrs. Cardiff?
Yes, I did, Miss Rebecca. But I really can't make up my mind. I don't think I'll buy any material today. Just a spool of white thread, Mr. Kaufman, please. A small spool.
Just a spool of thread?
It's all right, Mrs. Cardiff. I appreciate the business. All sales are welcome.
I can understand your being upset, Miss Rebecca, but we're just simple homesteaders, and I can never buy anything from your father except a spool of thread or a packet of needles.
Mrs. Cardiff, I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
Mrs. Cardiff, I want you to do me a favor.
Oh, yes, Mr. Kaufman.
Well, it's like this. Back east, those smart merchants, they have a new merchandising plan. They get a nice lady in a neighborhood to wear a dress. When the lady's friends ask her where she got it, she tells them to go back to the merchant. I want you to make a dress from this paisley material. And then when all the ladies admire it, you just tell them that you got the goods from Kaufman, the peddler, all right?
Oh, no, Mr.
Oh, no. I know what you were going to say. The answer is no. As a matter of fact, I know. I should pay for your making the garment and for your recommending me. But you see, I'm just a poor peddler, and all I can afford is to give you the material and the thread. You do me the favor, will you?
Yes, Mr. Kaufman. For you, I'll do it.
All right. Now, don't forget, Kaufman, the peddler. Now, come on. We'll be late for the Sabbath.
Bye, Mrs. Cardiff.
Well, I must say I've never seen you sit for so long in one spot before. Something bothering you?
No, there's nothing bothering me. Everything's fine. Oh, there's Aaron Kaufman.
So it is. He's got somebody with him. It's a girl.
So it is.
A very good day to you, Mr. Cartwright.
Good day to you, Mr. Kaufman. Nice to see you again.
Hello, Adam.
Mr. Kaufman?
Oh, Mr. Cartwright, I want to introduce my daughter, Rebecca.
How do you do, Mr. Cartwright?
How do you do, miss? Well, Mr. Kaufman, I didn't know you had such a pretty daughter.
She's lovely, isn't she? But a real nuisance.
Oh.
It's good to see you again, Mr. Kaufman.
Oh, you've already met, have you?
Oh, yeah, we were here last Sunday.
At the beginning of our trip.
Yes, I forgot to tell you. Well, what do you think of our wonderful part of the country now that you've been traveling around all week?
just wonderful. I had no idea there was anything like this. Of course, it isn't all as nice as the Ponderosa.
Yeah, that's what we've always liked to think. Like to see some more of it?
Could I?
Well, Rebecca, what have I been telling you? We gotta get home.
Don't worry, Mr. Kaufman. We won't go far. We'll be back before you finish your business with my father.
Well, Adam, I don't think we need anything, Mr. Kaufman.
Oh, yes, we do. We need quite a few items. As a matter of fact, I made a list. You'll find it on the kitchen table.
We'll never get home in time for the Sabbath.
Oh, they'll be back soon, Mr. Kaufman. I think we'd better get inside and have a look at that list. Apparently, we need a few things.
The corral's over this way. Ah, sounds like Jupiter. You want to meet him?
Oh, would it be all right?
Sure, come on. Here, he's busted out again. Down, boy, down! Oh, boy. Whoa. Oh, boy. Back. Well, Miss Rebecca, why don't you come over and say hello to Jupiter?
Hello there, Jupiter.
You know, in many ways, he's still my favorite. Oh, boy. I found him out on the range. Wild as a maverick. He fought me every inch of the way. But he's saddle broke.
You're proud of that, aren't you?
Oh, he's still a handful.
I can see that. You know, to my father, a horse is just a necessary evil, sort of a strange, incomprehensible animal that nobody could possibly reason with. Sort of a hide-covered steam engine fired with oats instead of wood or coal.
Is that the way you feel about it?
Well, that's the way I was brought up to feel. But you know, this last week, traveling around the way we have and seeing so many things and meeting so many people, well, for the first time in my life, I feel like, well, I'd like to be part of all this. You know, I've never even ridden a horse.
Would you like to try?
Jupiter?
No. I don't think you were ready for Jupiter, but I think you could handle old Betsy over there.
Oh, Adam, I'd love to try it if you'd teach me.
Well, there's no time like the present.
Oh, no, not now. Well, you see, I haven't the time. You heard Papa. He's in a hurry to get home. Well, tonight is the Jewish Sabbath, and Papa doesn't do anything on the Sabbath, not even drive a horse.
Your father is a very dedicated man, isn't he?
Yes, he is. But I'm afraid he's rather old-fashioned.
Target practice. Well, for a minute there, I thought we were at war.
We went in Hobart for $10.
Or as I said to your son last Sunday, it isn't quite new. I got it from a drummer in Chicago.
Well, it sure is a thing of beauty. That's why I asked Mr. Kaufman to bring it back so you could take a look at it.
Really a nice gun, but I'll have to think about it, Mr. Kaufman. Thank you.
To think about it is the customer's right. Hey, we'll never get home. Come on, young lady. Get aboard. Come on.
We'll see you again.
I hope so.
Bye.
See you soon. What's this?
That's what you owe me.
What for?
For the list you made up.
Oh, sorry about that. They're nice people.
Nice girl. What are we going to need next week?
God wants me to keep the Sabbath at home, he should please change it into a gazelle.
Please, Papa, the way you're driving the poor animal, you're going to kill him. So we'll be an hour late.
Yes, yes. You're right. You're right, Rebecca. Maybe when the sun sets, we'll have to stop.
Out here, Papa, in the wilderness? That's absurd.
The ways of God absurd. Since I was born, I've never driven 1 mile on the Sabbath. I've never bought or sold or even touched money. At my age, I do not intend to change.
Papa, this is a new land.
All the more reason that the old ways not be changed. It's no use, Rebecca. The sun is going down. I think it's time to stop and prepare. Over there. There's a nice place.
Hey, look, they're turning off. Looks like they're gonna stay the night there. If they do, all the better for us. Well, let's go. Wait till it gets dark, will you? It won't be long now.
What's on your mind? No, nothing. It's that girl.
Yeah, I suppose so. No, I was just thinking. I got the impression that she'd like to meet new people. So, why don't we give a big party? Invite people from all over. Really do it up big. And that way they'll get to meet new people, make new friends.
It's an idea. Do you think the Kaufmans would come?
Well, why not? Besides, there's only one way to find out, and that's to ask. So I was wondering if you would mind if I spent the weekend in Carson City.
Seem to have your mind pretty well set on it anyway, don't you?
By the way, did you make up your mind about that Merwin and Hulbert?
Well, what's that got to do with what we're talking about?
Well, I just can't go rushing in and say, Mr. Kaufman, you want to come to a party?
All right, buy the gun.
Okay, take care of the old homestead, will you?
Oh, it's so peaceful here, Papa, and so beautiful. But is it proper to conduct the Sabbath service out under the open sky like this?
Of course it's proper, child. Is there a better place to worship and sing praise to God than under the canopy of his heaven?
It's one of the Cartwright boys. I told you we shouldn't have waited. Take it easy. We'll see what he's up to.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech olam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvosav v'tzivanu, lahadlich ner shel Shabbos.
Lochodori, Vikraskalo, Ene Shavot, Nekavelo.
Hello. I was on my way to Carson City to see you, and I saw your wagon tracks lead here.
I know. Papa won't drive his horse after the Sabbath starts.
So you're staying here tonight?
Oh, yes, we'll be all right. I was rather frightened when I saw you. We've already started the service.
I know, I've been watching. It's quite lovely.
I suppose so. You said you were on your way to Carson City to see me. Why?
My father changed his mind. He wants to buy the revolver that your father offered him.
Oh, but Papa can't sell anything now. The Sabbath started. From now until sundown tomorrow, Papa can't even touch money. You see, he can't even allow his thoughts to turn to worldly things. I hope you understand.
I do.
I'm sorry you rode all this way for nothing.
I didn't. What I mean is the gun was just an excuse.
It's such a beautiful night. Let's walk a little.
In the middle of the service?
Oh, just till Papa finishes his prayers. It takes quite a while.
All right.
You know, Adam, every minute of this last week's been just wonderful.
Well, I think we ought to keep it that way. I see the real reason I came to see you was, well, we want to throw you a big party at the Ponderosa.
Adam, how nice.
I think you have a lot of fun. You and your father get to meet everybody.
Oh, Adam, that sounds just wonderful. But...
Well, what's the matter?
Our people, well, we live somewhat differently than other people. You see, my father's very strict. We live very much the way he did in the old country. I don't go out very much. I stay home and cook and sew and knit.
But you're going to meet somebody one of these days. Start a life of your own.
You mean get married?
Well, most girls lean towards the idea.
I suppose I do, too.
If he showed up tomorrow, what would he look like?
Well, if Papa had any say, I suppose he'd look very much like Papa did 30 years ago. But I can't draw a physical description. It's not supposed to matter. The only thing that's supposed to matter is that he's a Lambden.
A Lambden?
Yes, a scholar, above all else a scholar. There's no thought given to the ruggedness of jaw or the stone hardness of his muscle or strength of his hands. All those things that suddenly seem very attractive to me. I suppose I should feel ashamed of myself.
Why? There's nothing wrong in feeling like a woman. Is there? What's that?
It's the Sholem Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem. What is that?
It's a song welcoming the Sabbath angels of peace. It means the prayers are almost over. I'd better get back. Papa will be looking for me.
All right.
You'd better wait here. I'll go on ahead. Papa will want to give me his blessing.
How do you mean?
Well, it's something very ancient. It's been part of our service for centuries. The Lord bless thee and keep thee. The Lord make his face to shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. The Lord lift up his countenance upon thee and grant thee peace.
הקדוש ברוך הוא. צאתכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, וממלך מלאכי המלוכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Rebecca. Yivarechacho Aranai v'yishmarecho, Yor Aranai pona v'lecho v'chaneko, Yisr Aranai pona v'lecho, Yosem lecho sholom.
We have a visitor, Papa.
Oh?
It's Adam Cartwright.
Surprised to see you here, Adam.
I came to buy that revolver that you were showing my father, but Rebecca explained to me why you can't sell it to me now.
I told Adam about the Sabbath traditions, Papa.
You did right, child. Please give your father my respects and apologies. I'm sure he'll understand.
Yes, sir. I don't feel right about you and Rebecca staying out here all alone.
My son, we are not afraid. Good night.
Good night, sir. Rebecca.
Rebecca, darling, you like this young man, don't you?
Yes, Papa, he seems very nice to me.
Yes, certainly, a very nice young man. But after all, Rebecca, what is he? A scholar? A London? A great teacher? What is he?
I'll tell you what he is, Papa. He is a man. Oh, Papa, I'm sorry for the way that sounded, but it's...
But you meant it.
Papa, all my life I have had teachers and scholars preached at me like they were the only men in the whole world. Well, I'm sick of it, and I'm sick of being shut away behind locked doors. I want to live the way these people out here live. I want to mix with them, and I want to be part of them. Papa, Mr. Cartwright and Adam want to give a party at the Ponderosa so that we can meet everybody. It's the reason Adam came out here.
Rebecca, my darling, this you will always remember. You are the daughter of my house. And it is our tradition that a child will honor her father. And it is our tradition that anger and worldliness shall not be indulged in on the Sabbath day. You will now prepare the supper, child.
Well, boy, I didn't know we were going to stay tonight. I'd have brought you some oats.
Tie him and gag him.
What for? I'll take care of him.
Do what I say. Get the rope.
Thank you, Rebecca, for preparing our meal. We shall now give thanks to God.
All right, peddler. Let's have it.
No.
Will you please take your hands off my daughter?
Just watch her, Stiles. The money, where is it? Come on, get it.
It's the Sabbath. I mustn't touch any money.
What do you mean, the Sabbath? This is just Friday night. You heard him. Get it.
Ease off, Stiles. Where are you hiding the money, Kaufman?
Don't tell him, Papa.
You shut up.
You'll find what you want under the wagon seat.
I got it. Let's go. Lay off, Stiles. Let's go.
Papa, I was so frightened.
It's all right. All right, child. Always remember, God takes care of us.
Papa, aren't you going to do anything?
What's there to be done?
We could hitch the horse to the wagon and...
Hitch the horse on the Sabbath.
But, Papa, two ruffians just robbed you of all your money, and you're just standing there. I don't understand, Papa. What's the matter with you? Why don't you do something?
Yes, I will do something. What I've always done. I will remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy.
So you will do nothing. Papa, you always do nothing. The world spills scalding hot soup all over you, and you stick out your tongue to lick it and say thank you.
Rebecca!
I know one thing for sure, Papa. If Adam Cartwright had been robbed by 2 men or 32, he wouldn't just stand there and do nothing. He would have gone after them and fought them or killed them or done something.
Adam Cartwright's ways aren't our ways.
No, he doesn't live in the Dark Ages. He's got common sense and courage, and I wish he were here right now and he could do something for it.
Easy does it now, Cartwright. You try anything, I'll put a bullet in your back. All right, get up. That's something I want you to see. Get going. Go ahead, take a look.
Adam! Oh, Adam!
What do you want from these people?
Just trying to make the old man tell us where he's hid the rest of the money.
But he told you you already have all his money.
Water. Water.
Give him some water. Oh, please.
All right, I'll give him some water.
Did you have to do that?
They got it coming to them. Trying to pull a fast one like they did.
What have they done?
When we counted the money the old man handed over to us, there was less than $12. We came back for the rest, but he won't tell us where he's got it hid. Maybe you can get him to talk, Cartwright. If you don't, you ain't seen the half of what's going to happen to him.
Adam, please help us.
Give him some water.
Not a drop till he opens up.
Is it worth it? Answer me, Kaufman. Is it worth it?
I don't know what you mean.
Adam, what are you saying?
You know what I'm trying to say. Is saving the money worth all this? Why don't you just give it to them?
I haven't got any money.
He gave it all to them already.
You're as bad as he is. How much is it worth to you? His life? Yours? You know they'll kill you if you don't give it to them.
Adam, why won't you listen to me? He hasn't got any money.
Oh, yes, he has. I know he has.
Adam Cartwright, you're a liar.
Am I? Well, listen to me, you old miser. If you want to sacrifice your life and hers for $1,000, you can. But you're not going to sacrifice mine.
1,000 styles.
Yes, 1,000 even. I've seen it. He showed it to my father.
He's a liar. Don't listen to him, please. He's lying.
You saw it. He got it in a deal from a Chicago drummer. Those were your exact words, Mr. Kaufman. You got it in a deal from a Chicago drummer.
No, Adam. That would lead to more violence. I hate violence.
And you got it, old man. You just admit you got it.
Please go away. Leave me alone.
I'll leave you alone. Break every bone in your body. Hold it, Stiles. Beating won't help much. Maybe there's another way we can get him to talk, Stiles. Yeah. I've been thinking about that a long time, Hank.
Leave her alone.
Thought you were on our side, Cartwright.
No. No! Don't touch me, you animal! No! No!
All right!
Oh, Lord God of Abraham. Untie me.
Just remember, old man, I can pick up where I left off. Now, where's the money?
Untie me, and I'll get it for you.
I can get it.
You would never find it.
Turn him loose, Stiles. He can't do much in his condition. Now, where is it?
In the wagon.
We searched the wagon.
Not in 1,000 years could you find where I hid it.
Don't try anything, Cartwright. You neither, girlie. So that's where you hid it, a secret compartment, huh? No wonder we couldn't find it.
I wish you did not make me do this.
Papa, are you all right?
You got them both, Mr. Kaufman. That's pretty good shooting.
Good shooting. I killed 2 men.
Rebecca, get these ropes off.
Papa! Papa, he's hurt.
No, he's all right. He's just exhausted.
Papa.
Would you get him a little water? We'll get him back to the ranch. I'll get the horses.
Papa. Oh, Papa.
do you feel?
He's going to be all right. We'll keep him here till he gets well. Joe, why don't you ride into town for Doc Martin?
Right. No, doctor. Take me home, please. I'm a man of strict Orthodox faith. I would be a most difficult guest in your house.
Oh, nonsense, Mr. Kaufman. We have plenty of room here, and Hop Sing is the best cook in the territory.
That might be. But can you cook kosher? All my life, I've never tasted anything but kosher food.
I understand. You're right. So I tell you what we'll do. We'll strip your wagon down and make a comfortable bed. Why don't you get a mattress out of the bunkhouse and put it in the wagon, huh?
I'll get the blanket and some pillows.
All right, thanks, Pop.
You're a very understanding father.
Yes, he is. We're kind of proud of him.
That is a father's finest reward, when his children are proud of him.
Papa, I'm so ashamed.
Ashamed? For what, child? We've all had a terrible ordeal.
Papa, I had said such awful things.
Oh,
Well, I was ready to turn my back on everything you ever taught me.
no. Not on everything. Just on me.
Oh.
For a moment. Maybe I am sometimes a little too strict. No, you didn't turn on your faith. See, Adam, it is a fine thing to have a faith you know you can never lose. Blind faith, the world calls it. But the very blindness of it has eyes that pierce the darkness.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Mr. Kaufman. I've never seen greater courage.
Courage. It's easy to have courage with a gun in your hand. But without a gun, it's another thing.
Papa, I have learned so much these past 2 days. Things I never even realized.
You're not the only one who learned, my child. I always hated violence. I thought I could never tolerate it. And I took 2 lives.
You had no choice. They would have killed us.
The cause might have been good. But still, I took 2 lives. And I had to be stern with this child because she rebelled against an ancient discipline, because she saw that this was a new land that welcomes all people and all cultures. I think the God of my father smiles down upon me now in pity.
Well, we're all ready.
Thank you, Mr. Cartwright. Please, don't give that party until I'm well. You should like to be invited.
Mr. Kaufman, we'll have a party to remember.
Thank you. Adam, will you take us to Carson City?
It's my pleasure.
And perhaps you could plan on having dinner with us tonight in our home.
I'd be very proud. On one condition.
That is?
It has to be strictly kosher.
Strictly guaranteed.
Chào cả mọi người. Và hôm nay bên em lại về một chiếc xe Honda Brio sản xuất 2020 bản 1.2 số tự động. Chiếc xe phiên bản màu trắng rất là mới đấy, và rất tiếc em nó là đã qua mùa lũ rồi, vì vậy giá cả rất là phải chăng, trên 300 triệu trên một chiếc xe đời 2020 bản RS Bio RS. Và trước khi báo giá thì em sẽ quay tổng thể chiếc xe cho mọi người cùng xem. Xe phiên bản màu trắng rất là đẹp. Honda là một trong những dòng thương hiệu của Nhật Bản, và tất cả những dòng xe Honda đều có chế độ tiết kiệm xăng mọi người nhé, dành cho những khi xăng đắt đỏ như bây giờ. Lốp la răng này rất là mới, xi nhan tích hợp ở gương. Đấy, xe rất là đẹp, xe phân khúc hạng A rất đẹp, nhìn lốp la răng rất là mới đấy.